We put the first sheet of ACP on the wall on the bus a couple of hours ago and it looks fantastic. So we'll run you through how we're going to be putting them all on.
One of the most fiddly bits is getting all of the sticker, is it? The black stuff? Off the top of the window joints. It's just been there for 25 years and also some of them have been redone from obvious leaks over the years and it just doesn't want to come away. And we need a nice flush edge to get our ACP on nice.
This is the ACP, or aluminium composite panel, we'll be using to skin the bus walls and ceiling. It's 2 thin layers of aluminium sandwiching a rubber-type core, which makes it quite strong and offers good insulating properties. It's easy to work with and can be cut using standard woodworking machinery. Fixing it in place is simple using an appropriate adhesive and without any mechanical fixings like screws or pop rivets. We're using Matrix FC made by Bostik. It's a polyurethane adhesive and comes with a cure time of around 45 minutes, which is perfect for this application. It doesn't require clamping, so it's just a matter of applying a bead to the framing and pushing the panel to it. Then another bead around all the edges to ensure a waterproof joint. So I've just peeled back the covering plastic off the sheet, and what it does is it bubbles out the Sikaflex on the edge, and there's a really cool way of cleaning that up. Simply just dishwashing detergent in with water, and you simply spray it on while it's still wet, and then just with a finger just wipe over it and it really smooths it out. So it makes a big difference to the quality of the finish. Putting the detergent on it stops it from sticking to your finger, which would tear it out. That does a really good job. That's it. Nothing on your finger. Time to put some windows in. Start with the little one.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need.
Well, just goes to show no one can peer in our bathroom window unless they're standing on a trestle.
Yeah, you're what, 5 foot off the ground?
And I'm 5'11".
In the vastness of all that is blackness.
So this is night 2 of really big storms on the Gold Coast, and last night it was just impossible to film. We had a really strong gust of wind and the entire tarp blew off right before our eyes and just opened out the entire bus. So our electricals, everything. So we just did the best we could. And the bins got completely filled with water, all the dash, the entry to the bus, everything was just completely wet. So Dan had the great idea of getting some builder's plastic, or was it Dad? Dan and Dad
here between us
came up with
screw that to the inside of the wall so that anything that's coming off the roof, and you can see how much it drips off the roof, is caught and then it goes outside of the bus. So it's doing a great job.
So yeah, tonight we are more prepared for the storm. The good news is the tarp is off now and it's going to stay off. And this is our makeshift walls. So the slide outs are just covered with the builder's plastic. The ACP is getting a great test drive now. So glad we got so much of that on. So yeah, the only place that's getting really, really wet is the bedroom slide, but that is all engine bay. So we've just covered that up as best we can. We've got the water running out. Doing great, babe.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm happy with that. None of this matters because it's all open from, if you were driving along on a wet road, it would all be getting wet anyway. Having never done fiberglassing, I'm a little apprehensive about this, but I've got some good advice from the local supplier and spent 3/4 of an hour there with him yesterday going through everything. He's shown me what to do and how to do it, so let's get into it.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first.
I'm pretty happy with the way this fiberglass is coming up. For someone who's never done it before, I'm very happy with it, to be honest. It's one of those things you just don't know what it's going to be like until you try it, and I'm one of those people that will try anything, and a lot of YouTube videos and asking the people that know how to do it, and you can get things done. So much better than paying someone to come out here and taking, I don't know, 2 or 3 days for them to do it and call out fees and all the rest of it. It's got to be better doing it yourself, certainly better for the budget. Well, that's one dusty day, but the back is done. That's a coat of the fiberglass filler, and then 3 coats of the car filler, bog. Nice and smooth there. It's good to go for primer now, so I do need to put the lines in, but I'm just going to prime it for now, and I can do that later. It's not a priority as long as it's waterproof. And that's come up really well. It's taken a full day to do that, but I'm pretty happy with it. But I tell you, I'm pretty dusty. Yesterday was a good amount of work to get done in a day. Today I'm going to tackle the nose cone, the front section there, and both the sides that wrap around as well. I don't think I'll get it done in a day. I think it's probably more likely a day and a half's worth of work. But I want to get it right. I want to make sure that I get the shape of it right. And I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it's not quite right there. just below where the nose cone comes in. It needs to be built out probably about 5 or 6 millimeters down to nothing on the bottom in order to get that shape right. And I've got to do it using the fiberglass bog initially, which will be a heavy fill, and then using the car filler bog over the top of that, which is more easily sandable and gives a better finish, but can't be used for heavy filling. So we'll get into that today and I'll see how I go with it. I think I'll be happy to see this finished, and then I've only got the slides to do before we're completely done outside and I can get inside and start fitting this beast out. Really looking forward to that.
I'll hold my breath for as long as I can.
Well, that'll do for a base coat. Primer. That'll probably end up staying like that for quite some time, and I'm alright with that. Eventually we'll top coat the entire thing, so that'll get sanded back, cleaned up, and top coat the entire thing, so that it looks like one piece. Very happy with that, very happy. Great, hey? Alright, so that's on. It's still I've got to go around the edges with a different product, but essentially by putting the product on the back of the glass and smoothing it out before I put it on, I haven't ended up with seeing squiggle lines and everything where I would put the Sika or the Bostik, I think it is, product on the bus and then squeezing the glass to it. So that gives a nice clean line. You can see all the way around, a nice clean line there. So, and there's Dee, look, in the bath. Well, that's the base of our first bedroom slide. Screwed down, Sika flexed in everywhere. And these are all the bits that go on now, so all the rubber and seals, and that one goes up the top, that one goes up there, with the bulb seal on the front of it, and then the wheels on top of that, and the slide on top of that. Well, this is the culmination of months of planning, essentially. The box is made now. It's not a standard fit. That's why it's such a challenge, I guess. It's all been done in my head, very different to the way that it would ordinarily be done on a motorhome, which generally has a flat side. I don't know if you can see well, but you can see that there's an angle to the side. That's the side of the bus, and you can see it comes along flat, and then it starts to slope in as it comes up this way. So what we've got is all sorts of waterproof and weatherproof seals as it comes along, and because it's meant to go on a flat side bus and we're putting it onto a sloped side bus, I've had to engineer a different way of making it all. So we're about to put it together and see if it all works. I'm sure it will, but it's just like a bit anxious at the moment.
I have total faith.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Oh. We've got a different type of window going in here. You couldn't open a hinged window on a slide out, so these ones slide up and down. I'm making up a tray to go under the air conditioner because the door will be cut out so that it's exposed to the weather. So I want to make sure that no water can get into the motorhome. So I'm just making up a tray. So I've put a cut through here with the track saw, which is halfway through the thickness, and then that will allow me to bend that up and get a nice clean bend. That is a solid tray. In preparation for the air conditioning techs coming, I'm making up the waterproof box to house the condenser unit, and cutting a big hole in the bin door to ventilate it. I'll run all the piping before we lay the floor, and then come back once that's done, connect the two heads inside the bus and gas the system so it's ready to use.
Why did we choose this aircon? I thought it could be cool to share because there's obviously a lot of aircons on the market. We were going to go an LG. What's that?
Yeah, there are a couple of options: LG, Samsung, the Mitsubishi Electric, the not Dyson, what's it called? Anyway, and we went with this one. It came recommended from a number of fellow big riggers who have them and swear by them. One, they don't fail, whereas a couple of the other brands, apparently the vibration of travelling will cause them to fail more often than it would be normal anyway. And secondly, if it does need repair, the parts and labour are generally cheaper than some of the other ones as well. So it was not the cheapest one out there, but for longevity I think it'll be well worth it. And probably the biggest point was the energy use. It has the ability, because it's an inverter, as most of them are these days, because it's an inverter, it doesn't have a spike in power when it switches on. It can just ramp up. But in addition to that, on the remote control, you can put it to a quiet mode so that it never uses 100% power at any time. So you can bring it down, I think it was as low as 40%, so that instead of using 2000 watts of power when it starts up, or if it's hot inside, you can just bring it right down so it only ever uses 800 amps of power. So watts of power, not amps.
And something about the shaking Did you mention that?
Yeah,
They
so
stay together really well.
they stay together really well. So that I'm mounting it on rubber mounts here, so that'll you give it a bit of shake, and that's just sitting there at the moment. But when it's all in properly, that'll still have the ability to move around and keep the noise down in the motorhome as well.
The noise from the bus moving, or the
No,
noise
the noise
from
from
the
the
motor?
aircon
Yeah.
while it's
Oh,
running.
right. Well, it's not fastened to the floor, so like it's
Floating,
Yeah.
essentially, yeah. So it's got a bit of movement in there, so that it doesn't vibrate through the bus.
looks great.
Yeah.
Good job, honey.
Good, thanks.
Is there anything you can't do, Dan?
Well, there's nothing I won't give a go.
Yeah.
I'm making this shroud to help the hot air coming off the aircon unit blow out through the vented door and not get sucked back into the unit.
So we were expecting a visit today from our plumber, who's going to come and let us know what we need. Dan's going to do it all. And
Under his supervision.
under his supervision, yeah. So we just need to lay the plumbing and electrical, and then we can put the floors in. Are we doing the slides before the floors?
I'd like it all to be waterproof before we put timber into it. So, yeah, probably.
Full moon, and I'm really feeling it. I feel a bit shagged today. Dan's going strong. Putting up with all my mood, aren't you, darling?
Oh! As always. Thanks so much for following along.
Are we finished yet?
No. This build is taking longer than we thought it would, but we are only going to do it once, and she is going to be epic. In the next episode, let's get these slide outs in!
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
You look shattered. How you going, hun? Bit warm?
It's hot.
It is very warm. Blue skies. Oh, that could have been worse. I literally just fell off the scaffold. Luckily I got my foot down onto the ladder to break my fall, but geez, I come down. Got my hand as well. Bloody idiot. Stripped.
We're not editing this out. This is...
Crikey dingo, crikey dingo.
Yay! Finally got him for a blooper. Holding high vibes. But none of these rain clouds come and hit our freshly sprayed nose cone.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation.